Have you ever walked past someone and instantly sensed their age, not by their appearance, but by that unmistakable musty, stale scent? It's a harsh truth, but that old person smell can cling to sweaters, couches, and even us. Here's the good news. You don't have to live with it. In this video, I'm revealing 5 game-changing perfumes that older women like me swear by. Fragrances that erase that aged odor and replace it with fresh, elegant, timeless allure. Stick around until the end because number 5 is practically magic in a bottle, and you won't want to miss the secret to smelling radiant at any age. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Chanel number 5, the Anti-Age Aura. Let me share a truth that feels like a sacred confession. If I were destined to wear only one fragrance for the rest of my days, it would, without hesitation, be Chanel number 5. Yes, I know what you might be thinking. This iconic perfume, born in 1921, carries the weight of decades. Some dismiss it as too classic, too steeped in tradition, perhaps even a touch dated. But allow me to set the record straight with the fervor of someone who has lived its magic across the chapters of her life. Chanel number 5 is not old. It is eternal. There's a profound difference, one that speaks to the soul of a scent that transcends time. Chanel number 5 is not a mere perfume. It is a symphony of depth and complexity that modern fragrances often fail to capture. It defies categorization, neither solely floral, nor purely powdery, nor exclusively musky. It is all of these and more, woven together in a way that feels like the essence of womanhood distilled into a single, luminous bottle. Its notes dance together. The creamy richness of ylang ylang, the delicate elegance of rose, the sensual warmth of vanilla, and the mysterious allure of sandalwood. Yet, it's the aldehydes, those sparkling, effervescent molecules, that give Chanel number 5 its signature radiance, like the fizz of champagne catching the light. When I first wore Chanel number 5 at the age of 32, it transformed me. I didn't just feel like a woman. I felt like the woman, poised, confident, and ready to conquer the world. At 50, it crowned me a queen, its luxurious layers mirroring the wisdom and grace I had earned. Now, in my 70s, it is my armor, subtle yet unyielding, elegant yet commanding. It wraps me in an aura that is both timeless and invincible. This fragrance doesn't shout its presence. It simply is, radiating a quiet power that turns heads and lingers in memories. But what elevates Chanel number 5 to the pinnacle of this list isn't nostalgia or sentimentality, it's science. Those aldehydes, the very ones that lend the perfume its luminous sparkle, possess a remarkable ability to neutralize unpleasant odors. As we age, our skin changes, shifts in the lipid layer, hormonal fluctuations, that can give rise to a scent known as nonenal, a subtle but distinct marker of aging caused by increased oxidation. Dermatologists and scientists have noted that aldehydic perfumes like Chanel number 5 can counteract this, masking age-related body odors with effortless sophistication. It's not about hiding. It's about enhancing, about honoring the beauty of every stage of life. I recall a moment from last year, at a formal dinner bathed in the glow of candlelight, with long tables draped in crisp white linens. The air was thick with anticipation, and I wore Chanel number 5, applied with intention, a mist over my silk scarf, a delicate dab on my wrists, and a single drop blended into unscented lotion for a soft, all-encompassing veil. As the evening unfolded, a gentleman in his mid-40s, charming with a disarming smile, leaned closer during a lull in conversation. "You smell incredible," he said, his voice tinged with genuine curiosity. "What is that?" I smiled, savoring the moment, and replied, "A little secret from 1921. That night, Chanel number 5 wasn't just a fragrance. It was a storyteller, weaving a narrative of elegance and allure. This perfume is versatile, a chameleon that adapts to your desires. Spritz it lightly for a fleeting, ethereal presence, or layer it generously for a bold, commanding statement. It lingers on the skin, in the air, in the room, never overpowering, always unforgettable. Chanel number 5 doesn't mask your age. It celebrates it, transforming every moment into an ode to your enduring radiance. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, Please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 2. Jo Malone Peony and Blush Suede. Now, let us turn to a fragrance that feels like a gentle caress, a soft-spoken poem compared to the bold aria of Chanel No. 5. Jo Malone's Peony and Blush Suede is a scent that doesn't demand attention but earns it effortlessly, whispering rather than proclaiming. It evokes the sensation of walking barefoot through a dew-kissed flower garden at dawn, the world still hushed and brimming with possibility. This perfume is a storyteller, painting vivid images of springtime blooms and velvety warmth, with a sensuality that lingers like a secret shared in confidence. Peony and Blush Suede is a fragrance crafted for the nuances of mature skin, where chemistry evolves as we age. As our skin becomes drier, it alters how perfumes cling and unfold. What once bloomed brightly in our 30s might now turn sharp or fade too quickly. Jo Malone, however, mastered the art of balance with this creation. The peony note is the star, bursting forth like a freshly opened bouquet, radiant and full of life. It's the scent of spring captured in a single breath, bright, floral, and unapologetically feminine. But then comes the Blush Suede, a note so luxurious it feels like slipping into a cashmere shawl. Warm, creamy, and enveloping, it grounds the fragrance, giving it a skin-like intimacy that feels both comforting and seductive. The opening sparkles with a touch of red apple, juicy, crisp, and just a little playful, like a fleeting moment of youth recaptured. It's mischievous yet innocent, a reminder that elegance doesn't mean sacrificing joy. Together, these notes create a fragrance that is fresh yet rich, clean yet sensual, youthful yet timeless. It's the kind of scent that makes people pause, lean closer, and wonder, who is this woman who smells so graceful, so effortlessly real? I began wearing Peony and Blush Suede on quiet Sundays, brunch with friends, strolls through the farmer's market, or moments spent curled up by a window with a cup of tea. But its magic soon spilled into everyday life, as compliments followed me like a gentle breeze. One morning, my neighbor, a vibrant woman in her 30s, knocked on my door to borrow sugar, an old-fashioned gesture that warmed my heart. As I opened the door, she paused, her nose catching the air. "Oh my gosh," she said, her eyes lighting up. "You always smell like fresh linen and spring flowers." "What is it?" That's the power of Peony and Blush Suede. It doesn't just mask the subtle mustiness that can cling to clothes or the faint dryness of aging skin. It elevates your presence, making you feel like the embodiment of grace. This fragrance is a chameleon, adaptable and inviting. It layers beautifully. Try it with a whisper of vanilla body oil for added warmth or over unscented shea butter for a creamy, second skin effect. It banishes the faint library smell that sometimes settles into older homes, replacing it with an aura of freshness and vitality. People linger in your presence, drawn to the scent's clean, huggable quality. It's the fragrance equivalent of a warm embrace, making every interaction feel just a little more intimate, a little more memorable. 3. Clean Reserve Skin, the subtle seducer of effortless warmth. Finally, let us explore a fragrance for those who shun the conventional, who recoil at the idea of smelling like a perfumed bouquet or a powdery cloud. Clean Reserve Skin is not a perfume in the traditional sense. It's a revelation. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare or whisper with coyness. It breathes, melding so seamlessly with your skin that it becomes an extension of you. This is the scent for women who reject heavy florals, sidestep cloying sweetness, and defy the notion that femininity must be draped in overt fragrance. Clean Reserve Skin is your quiet rebellion, your secret weapon, your new best friend. Imagine the moment after a warm shower, when your skin is clean and soft, kissed by the steam and wrapped in the comfort of a plush towel. You slip into your softest robe, your senses enveloped in a cozy, intimate warmth. That's the essence of Clean Reserve Skin, elevated to an art form. Its notes, tonka bean, salted praline, and fresh musk, create a fragrance that is warm, creamy, and just faintly sweet, like the memory of skin against skin. The musk is clean and modern, not heavy or animalic, clinging to your body rather than your clothes, radiating a subtle allure that feels utterly natural. As we age, our skin loses some of its natural oils, making it more prone to absorbing stale or musty odors. A cardigan pulled from the closet, a scarf worn too long, these can betray us with a whiff of something less than fresh. But Clean Reserve Skin is a game changer. It reacts to your body heat, blooming with freshness as you move through your day. I discovered its magic after yoga classes, when a single spritz transformed the post-workout glow into something radiant and inviting. Soon, it became my signature, a scent that felt like me at my best. One afternoon, while volunteering at the hospital, a nurse in her 20s passed me in the corridor and stopped in her tracks. "You always smell like the coziest person in the room," she said, her smile genuine. "What is it?" Cozy, warm, fresh. Words that, as an older woman, feel like the highest compliment. Even a physician, a woman whose days are filled with clinical precision, once remarked, "You always smell so comforting, like freshly washed linen and skin." That's when I realized Clean Reserve Skin isn't just a fragrance. It's a presence, a way of being that soothes and uplifts. For those with sensitivities, asthma, allergies, or delicate skin, this fragrance is a godsend. It's hypoallergenic, cruelty-free, and free of the heavy synthetics that can make perfumes feel overwhelming. I carry a travel-size bottle in my purse, dabbing a touch on my wrists before errands. Suddenly, a trip to the grocery store feels like a stroll down a Parisian lane, imbued with quiet elegance. Clean Reserve Skin doesn't compete with you. It enhances you, making every moment feel a little more luxurious, a little more you. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 4. La Vie Estate Belle by Lancôme. Let me invite you into the world of a fragrance that feels like a love letter to life itself. La Vie Estate Belle by Lancôme. In French, the name translates to "Life is Beautiful," and this perfume embodies that sentiment with every spritz, serving as a luminous reminder that joy, vitality, and beauty are ageless. As we journey through the later chapters of life, it's easy to feel as though the world is quietly subtracting from us. The phone rings less often with invitations to spontaneous outings, mornings grow stiller, and social calendars shift from parties to routine medical appointments. The vibrancy of youth can seem like a distant memory, replaced by the weight of aging, aches, creaky joints, and moments of feeling invisible. But La Vie Estate Belle steps into that narrative like a burst of sunlight, declaring, "You are still here, still dazzling, still you." This isn't just a fragrance. It's a reawakening, a celebration of the woman who refuses to let the years dim her inner fire. My love affair with La Vie Estate Belle began in my late 60s, on a day that felt like it was conspiring against me. I was in a crowded department store, wrestling with a body that no longer moved as freely as it once did. Clothes didn't fit right, my knees were protesting, and a fog of frustration had settled over me. I was ready to retreat home, defeated, when a young sales associate approached with a warm smile. She handed me a sample card misted with La Vie Estate Belle, and I brought it to my nose almost absent-mindedly. One inhale, and the world shifted. A smile, genuine, unguarded, spread across my face. For the first time that day, I felt a spark of lightness, a reminder that I was more than my aches or my age. That moment was a gift, and La Vie Estate Belle became my talisman, a fragrance that could lift my spirits and remind me of life's enduring beauty. What makes this perfume so extraordinary? It's a harmonious symphony of warmth, femininity, and indulgence, crafted to envelop you in a sense of comfort and confidence. The journey begins with a vibrant opening of juicy pear and black currant, fruity notes that are far from juvenile. These top notes are sophisticated, like the first bite of perfectly ripened fruit plucked from an orchard at its peak. As the fragrance settles, it reveals a heart of iris, jasmine, and orange blossom, which blend into a floral embrace that feels both luxurious and intimate, like slipping into a silk scarf that's been warmed by the sun. But the true magic lies in the base notes, a decadent trio of praline, vanilla, and tonka bean. This is where La Vie Estate Belle transforms into something transcendent. It smells like hope rising from a warm oven, like the sound of laughter echoing through a home filled with love, like the confidence of wearing a silk blouse just because you feel alive. It's a scent that wraps you in the glow of possibility, reminding you that you are still a force to be reckoned with. Beyond its emotional resonance, La Vie Estate Belle has a practical brilliance that makes it particularly suited for mature women. As we age, our skin chemistry evolves, and a compound called nonenal can emerge, lending a musty, waxy undertone to our natural scent. It's an unfair quirk of biology, often unfairly associated with aging, but La Vie Estate Belle counters it with finesse. The warm, gourmand notes of vanilla and praline are known to neutralize nonenal, particularly when the fragrance is applied to pulse points like the neck, chest, and wrists, where scent tends to linger. The result? You don't just smell pleasant. You smell radiant. There's a distinction there, a vibrancy that turns heads and invites compliments. I'll never forget the day my grandson wrapped his arms around me and declared, "Grandma, you smell like cake and flowers and something sparkly." His words brought tears to my eyes, not just because they were sweet, but because they captured the essence of what this fragrance does. It makes you feel cherished, noticed, and undeniably alive. La Vie Estate Belle is for the woman who wants to walk into a room and own it. Not with loud bravado, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows her worth. It's for the woman who believes that 60, 70, 80, or even 90 is merely a milestone, not a limitation. To wear it like a pro, apply it strategically. A spritz on your wrists, a dab behind your ears, and, here's my cherished secret, a touch behind your knees. As you move through the world, the scent wafts around you like a gentle whisper of happiness, leaving a trail of joy in your wake. This isn't just a fragrance. It's a manifesto, a declaration that beauty, vitality, and joy have no expiration date. It's a reminder to live boldly, to embrace every moment, and to never let the world convince you that your best days are behind you. 5. Narciso Rodriguez for her. Now, let's turn our attention to a fragrance that operates on an entirely different wavelength. Narciso Rodriguez for her. This is not a perfume for the masses. It's selective, understated, and profoundly powerful, a scent that doesn't shout but commands attention with a whisper. It's not floral, not sugary, not draped in sweetness or girlish charm. Instead, it's a fragrance of mystery, confidence, and self-discovery, designed for the woman who knows that true allure lies in subtlety. When I first wore Narciso Rodriguez for her, I felt as though I'd unearthed a hidden facet of myself, a bold, sensual side that had been quietly waiting to re-emerge. At 73, with a knee replacement, bifocals, and the weight of widowhood, this fragrance made me feel like I could still stop time, still turn heads, still be that woman. At its core, Narciso Rodriguez for her is built around musk, but this is no heavy, overpowering musk. It's soft, clean, and skin-like, with an intimacy that feels like a second skin. The musk is blended with delicate notes of rose and peach, which lend a subtle warmth and femininity, and the faintest whispers of amber and patchouli, which add depth without dominating. The result is a fragrance that's muted yet magnetic, like the soft glow of candlelight in a darkened room or the quiet intensity of a knowing glance. Why is this so significant for older women? As our skin matures, its chemistry shifts, holding onto musky notes longer and more richly than the citrusy, sharp scents that suited us in our youth. Musk evolves on mature skin, unfolding slowly throughout the day like a haunting, soulful melody. It's a fragrance that grows with you, becoming more complex, more personal, and more captivating as the hours pass. There's a practical advantage to this fragrance as well, one that aligns with the science of aging. As I mentioned earlier, Naninal can introduce a musty note to our natural scent as we age, but certain musky fragrances have the remarkable ability to counteract it. The musk in Narciso Rodriguez Forthetitions is often surprised by how well it complements mature skin. Rather than clashing with the skin's natural chemistry, this musk harmonizes with it, enhancing your presence with a warmth that feels like an extension of you. The result is a scent that doesn't just mask, it elevates, making you smell like the best version of yourself. Confident, poised, and quietly unforgettable. Let me paint a picture of what this fragrance can do. I wore Narciso Rodriguez for her to a small, elegant dinner party, a gathering of close friends, with candles flickering on the table and soft jazz humming in the background. As the evening unfolded, a gentleman seated 2 places away leaned in and said, "Pardon me, is that your perfume? Because I can't stop thinking about it." I'm a 73-year-old widow, with all the physical hallmarks of my age, but in that moment, I felt like a Bond girl, mysterious, alluring, timeless. That's the power of Narciso. It doesn't flirt or shout. It pulses. It doesn't demand attention. It compels it. This fragrance is for the woman who doesn't need to smell like flowers or pastries, but wants to smell like herself, only bolder, more confident, and utterly unforgettable. To wear Narciso Rodriguez for her effectively, less is more. 1 spritz on your skin, not your clothes, is enough to make an impact. 2. If you're feeling particularly daring and want to leave a lasting impression. The warmth of your body is essential to this fragrance. It needs your skin's heat to bloom and unfold its full potential. It pairs exquisitely with dark, tailored clothing, elegant evening settings, or even a simple daytime stroll when you need to remind yourself of your strength and presence. This is a fragrance for the woman who knows that power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, and that whisper is enough to captivate a room. That's it, my darlings. 5 incredible perfumes that prove you can smell radiant, confident, and timeless at any age. Getting older doesn't mean settling for stale. With the right fragrance, you can step out feeling 10 years younger and free from that old person cloud. So, tell me, what have you learned from this video? I'd love to hear one thing you've discovered today that you'll bring into practice in your life. Share it in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more timeless tips to keep you fabulous.